guys, how's it going? Sorry, getting the recorder going on my phone. Okay, so I have makeup to play with today. So today I am going to be nude mood. I don't know if that's what to say. I'm going to be basically doing a review of it and a little tutorial. The lipstick I'm going to be using today is Wonder Boy from ColourPop. So, first thing I always do, because I have anxiety, I'm picking my lips. Yeah. Okay. And then, it's really weird, but it works. I put my mascara under my leg while I'm doing my makeup because it warms it up and allows for a more smooth application. More my dogs. I'm in my dining room and they're going nuts at the people working in our alley right now. So, mascara under the leg. Okay. Next up, I do concealer first because I have rosacea and I like to cover all of this. And I actually ended up getting the wrong shade of concealer when I got it. So it goes under my foundation. So pretty much what I do is I just put 2 little dots wherever I need it. Nose is really red today, so I'm going to put some on there. Then my chin and up here. And the concealer I use right now is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, satin finish in shade Light Sand. But like I said, it's a little bit dark, a little bit yellow for me. And I take a small beauty blender that way I can really get up in my eyes. And if Nikki Tutorials ever watches any of my videos, I'm sorry, I'm on a budget. I don't have primer right now. But what I will do sometimes, like if I know I'm going to be outside for a long time, is I'll use sunscreen as primer because 1, sunscreen is really good for your face, and 2, it's really sticky. So it works really well as a primer if you don't have one. And I'll link the one that I use the most in the description because I don't remember the name of it right now. Really bad with names. That went out. Okay. So, next up is foundation. And I will say I don't always do my makeup in this order. Like if I know I'm using a palette that has a lot of fallout, I will do that first. Or if I'm going for a certain look with my eyeshadow, like if I want it to have like a cut on it, like or if I'm trying to do like a perfect winged liner, I'll put tape right here on both sides and do my eyeshadow first. That way it's like cut and it's neat, and then I'll do all of this. But depends on what I'm doing for the day. And it's a little bit easier to see fallout on a prepped face. So if there's any fallout from this palette, we'll see it. It's pretty much what I do because I have this sort of, you can't see that. I'm using my husband's camera and I'm not used to it yet, so sorry guys. But it's got this sort of like just flat thing on it. I use the Wet n Wild foundation, Photo Focus foundation in shade Porcelain. So I'll just take whatever on the scooper and put it on my beauty blender. Honestly, this isn't even a beauty blender. I don't know what brand this is. Like most beauty blenders, you're supposed to use wet. And this one says that if you want sheer coverage to use it wet, and if you want full coverage to use it dry. And I have a little rosacea, my face is always red. I need full coverage. So, yeah. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Alright, so I'll just go in and just kind of spread it around where I want it to be. And then I just start blending it in. And I would go up on my eye as well, because I don't have eyeshadow primer, and foundation and concealer are really good eyeshadow primers if you don't have any. Anyone else's arm get really tired? Like, I'm already tired and I'm not even through half of my face. Always make sure you glue down your neck, especially if your foundation or whatever is like a little bit off. Like for me, because my skin tone is so weird in the winter, this fits me perfectly, but in the summer it's just a little bit light. But if I try to go a shade darker, it's too dark, and if I mix them, it just looks weird because my undertone is weird. So always blend down your neck. Okay. I don't know what that sound was. I was just breathing. Okay. This side is good. So we get this product. We put it on my blending sponge. Once again. Spread it around. Tedious work. Tedious work. Now, one thing I always do, and it's really weird, but I learned it from some makeup YouTuber. I don't remember which one it was. I've been doing it for so long. But I have really red lips, and sometimes that messes up like the color of a lipstick, especially if it's more of a nude and I don't want the red to come through. Put foundation on my lips. It's another reason I put the lipstick on first, because if you put foundation straight on your dry lips, they gonna look dry. So, yeah. Because if you put the foundation on your lips, it gives it more of a neutral base to work with instead of a red base. And if you're going for a nice light brown nude, you don't want red lips to come through, because then it just doesn't look great. Like, it don't look great. Okay? Trust me. I'll make a video one of these days showing you a whole bunch of my absolute don'ts. So. But the first few videos I'm going to do are reviews of the makeup I showed in my first video that I had just gotten and did the unboxing for. I have a really hard problem like making sure there's no lines over here in my foundation, because this eye is actually a lazy eye, and I used to have to like put an eye patch over this eye and like poke a straw at Fruit Loops to try to strengthen this eye, but it only works if you do it for years upon years, and I didn't. So, because what 5-year-old wants to just sit there wearing an eye patch, poking a straw through Fruit Loops for hours upon hours? Not I. I was a stubborn kid. Am I kidding? I'm still stubborn. Alright, and then just a little bit on the forehead, because see the difference. And I always blend up into my hairline, because I wear my hair up a lot. I don't normally wear my hair down, and I don't want that line to be like right here when I put my hair up, and it's like line. So I literally like blend up into my hairline. My daughter was just over here watching me. That is blended. Alright. Let's go. Sorry guys. I didn't mean to put the camera in the thing in the camera. I'm bad with words. I'm tired. I woke up early to do this video. And my daughter decided to wake up early too. So, if you hear her run up to me, it's adorable. Alright, so next up is setting the under eye. Because as you can see, I have bags. Children. And right now, I'm using the Jeffree Star Magic Powder Setting Spray. I don't remember what he calls it. But I am in shade Translucent. So, just going to take the lid off and open her up. Oops. Open her up and tap a little into the lid. I don't know if you saw it on camera, but there was a whole bunch that just like flew away with the fan. Okay, so I use the other end of this beauty blender. Itchy. And I will just a few times. And then I just go in here to the inner corner and I drag down. And then I drag across and up. That pretty much will like set the area that I want. And I go back in with some more, and then I will press the powder into that area. Oops. Like so. And I always add extra to my under eye, especially, that way it doesn't crease, because my skin is both oily and dry at the same time, and I have bags, so we don't want this creasing if we're like smiling and laughing throughout the day, or if we start sweating, because I live in Texas, Fort Worth to be exact. It's hot, although right now the weather has been like perfect. Outside right now it's like 67 degrees. It's only supposed to get up to like 80 today. I'm living for it. Okay. Other eye. Whoop. Got that up my nose, didn't I? Oh, sorry. I'll show you how to fix that here in a sec. Okay. Press it in. Okay. Always make sure it's even, because if you bake unevenly, it's going to show unevenly. I don't want that. So if you get it up on your nose, just like take a big fluffy like powder brush one I use, I have a lot of like Sephora products. This is just their basic powder brush. And you just wipe it off. Okay, so next up, I'm going to take my finger and make sure that I blended out the concealer and everything on my eye perfectly. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in, it's out, so you can see what I'm doing on my eyes. Better? Okay. So, my first step is I always take kind of like just the lightest color that I can, and I will put it all over my lid to create a more powdery to set this, and it helps blend it out because if you put all the powder on here, it's just gonna like get stuck wherever you put it, and it's not going to like blend out well. So just take a big fluffy brush. The one I'm using right now is by Bestow. I think that's how you pronounce that. Let's see, can I get it to focus? No, it doesn't focus. There it goes. So just a big fluffy brush. And the color I'm going to go in with is Bluffin' right here. A little bit of fallout in the pan. There we go. And I'm just going to put that all over the lid. Set that eye just like that. And excuse my brows, you guys, I've been over tweezing them for so long that I'm letting them grow out right now, and then I'm going to go get them waxed. Okay, so eyes are set. So now what I do, I have hooded eyes. So this is my eyeshadow thing is a little bit different than most people's. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit, fall out in the pan, a little bit of a darker color. I think today, I'm going to go more light today, just because I'm going to be around the house. I'm going to go in with this one. It's called Bare to Wear. I'll figure out how to get this thing to focus eventually. Bare to Wear right here. And I'm just going to go in with that. It's a lot of fallout in the pan. Rather it be in the pan than on your face, right? And I'm just going to kind of see where my crease is. I'm going to place this right above my crease. Just like so. And this is kind of going to be like my transition color today. Just going for a nude look because it's a nude mood. And honestly, nude is my go-to day-to-day makeup anyway. I'm not the kind of person that is all like crazy colors and everything, so a lot of makeup YouTubers like will do one eye completely and then like go off camera and do the other eye. I can't do that. I have to do it like at the same time, that way I can make sure like this eye is the same color as this eye, this has the same shape over here, and I have to do it at the same time, so next time. You see, this one came out a lot lighter than this one. So, I gotta go in with a little bit more. Right above my crease. Whoopsie. And just blend that out. Blendy, blendy. Okay. That is about even now. So next step, I'm going. I stopped recording for some reason. Like I said, my daughter woke up early today too. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with a brown glitter, and I'm going to just apply that to the outer corner right here and just give this a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to go in with this one here. It's kind of a brown glittery color. It's called Lap of Lux. And I'm going to take like a little flat eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to draw that out as well. I'm just going to use my brush and create what you would normally put as a wing right here. See the difference? This is kind of just a blended out shape, and this is a more defined smoky. Other eye. The eye I have trouble with. And then just draw it out and draw that wing shape. Okay. It's a little bit thicker on this side, as you can see, but I will just thicken it up over here. Okay. No, not okay. Sometimes I don't get the makeup look I'm going for the sheer fact that this eye will come out like perfect, and then I mess up this eye and I have to go back and redo this eye. So we're just going to ignore her. Just ignore that. I'll go back in later with some concealer and just sharpen that back up and define it, and I'll probably do it over here too, just so that it looks even. But what I'm going to do now, I can't find the brush in my hands. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to dip into Wink Wink, this pretty glittery shade right here. I'm just going to dip into it. So I'm going to apply that straight onto my lid. The oils from your skin and like light glittery colors like that typically helps the color to show better, especially if you're like me and you don't use eyeshadow primer. That's a pretty color. That's really pretty. I feel like this might be more of a like in the middle of your lid, just like highlight color. But if you're going for like a soft, just like kind of glittery look, this would be a good one to use. I mean, I'm kind of going for it today, so. And I always just use my finger to like blend it together right here, just kind of pat, 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 pat. And it helps blend it together instead of like using the brush, because I feel like the brush brings it in more than I really want it to. I just want to blend that line right there so it's not like harsh. There we go. There we go. Okay, so to fix this right here, pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my concealer and I'm going to take a smudge brush like this one. And I'm just going to take the slightest amount, like, that's it. That's more than enough, honestly. And I'm going to just like sharpen that line back up. Actually, need a little bit more. Apparently, I'm heavy-handed today. And just blend it in. And it kind of fixes that shape, you see? And then I'm just going to take my fluffy brush, my small fluffy brush, and get a little bit of each color that I used right here. So that would be Moody and Black Lux, and I'm just going to apply that right back on in the shape that I want it to be. And it kind of helps it a little bit. Kind of hard to see on camera. But I am going to have to go back in with a little bit more of that. You know, today's just not my day like that. At this point, I would normally just like wipe it all off and start again. But I don't feel like I'm going to redo my whole face. This is another reason why I typically will do like my eyeshadow first, is because if this happens, I can just go in with a wipey and it's gone. So I'm going to stick to this side of my face now. Today's going to be a day. Okay. There's a lot of fallout in the pan. And I'm kind of OCD. I have to keep my palettes clean, so I will literally just clean it. Okay, so next up is powder. I'm just going to take that last little bit I have in here from setting my face, and I'm just going to knock it loose again. I'm just going to take my big fluffy powder brush, and I'm just going to wipe this off. Like so. And this side as well. And because, like I said, I live in Texas, I set my whole face with powder. But I will wipe this off first. Okay. So, under eye area is set. Now I'm going to just take some powder on my powder brush, and I'm just going to around my whole face. Zoom back out a little bit so you can see the whole face. There we go. Okay. Down the neck as well, because we don't want any harsh difference here. I'm gonna stay turned this way because this side sucks. Now, if I end up getting out of the house later, which I don't plan to, I did all my shopping yesterday, then I will go in and fix this. But I'm probably going to end up taking this off in like an hour. Because like I said, I'm not really going anywhere, and it's only 8:20 in the morning. So, if I'm not going anywhere, I don't normally put makeup on when I'm going anywhere anyway. Like, I got 2 kiddos to get ready. They're a lot of work. My daughter fights. I don't bother with it. Like, if I really want to look good one day, I'll wake up early and do it. Like I tried to today. But, maybe slap on some mascara and some lip gloss. But, I mean, even the lip gloss is unnecessary because, hello, masks. which maskne is a real thing. Like, you can't see it really, but I'm breaking out. I should have shown you before I put my concealer on, but today is like the first day where it hasn't been like super red and irritated and bumpy. Okay, and I'm going to put extra powder on my nose because my nose gets really oily. It is the first spot to start like trying to come off because my rosacea makes my face super oily and dry at the same time. So it will literally like, it'll just dry out 1 second and start flaking, and then 2 minutes later it's like super oily. And it's not as bad as it used to be. I started using better like face cleaner and moisturizer, and I will link those in the description as well because they are really good. And ever since I started using them, it works so much better, and my face feels so much better. I don't have nearly as much breakout from my rosacea and all that, so yay. Okay, so that is done. Next, I'm going to do, what is my bronzer? Oh, my bra. I think my husband fell asleep. I think I left my bronzer in my makeup case. Wait a second. I did. Here it is. Okay. I just recently started like using bronzer because I was so scared of it. I thought I was gonna have like a dark contour too. I thought I was just gonna have like a smudge line right here, especially on this side. But I'm pale now. I want to bring some warmth back to my face, and the one I've been using here lately is e.l.f. It is Forever Sun-Kissed, and I'm just going to take a stippled fluffy brush. I'm just going to dip lightly into it. And I'm going to start at the hairline and bring it in, right here at the top of my ear here. And just kind of blend it in with circular motions. There we go. Nice a little warmth there, and I'm going to ever so lightly dip in, and I'm going to apply it to the top of my hairline. I don't apply a whole lot up here because my forehead already like slopes back really far, and I don't want it to like contour it. I just want to add that like little bit of warmth right on my hairline. So ever so lightly. And then the same thing on, like I said, I'm heavy-handed today. Tap it off. Okay. And do the same thing on the other side. Let me use my mirror, not the camera. Bad habit of just looking at the camera when I do stuff. Tiny bit more. There we go. And up here as well. I put a headband on so that like my hairs wouldn't come loose, and look at them, like still coming loose. Okay. So next up is blush, because took my ultra splotchy redness away doesn't mean that I don't still want some nice warmth in my face. So the brush I use is e.l.f. blush brush. It's kind of flat, it's tapered. And right now I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me blush in shade, I don't know. Took the label off of it, so there's no shade on here, but it is just kind of a glittery medium red. I'm just going to dip into that a couple times on each side. And start with the apples of the cheek, and I go back. Now, sometimes when I do full glam, and I'll do a tutorial on this eventually, I will start back here and bring the warmth this way because it makes your face look slimmer and draws your face back more. But this is an everyday look. I'm not going full glam, so apples of the cheek. And just stamp it on right there and then draw it back. And blend it out. Sometimes I have to get a little bit more. I like to do it like really light at first, and then I'll go back and like make it a little bit heavier. Not by much. So, just like that. This little shimmery red. Same thing on the other side. Every time I see this set, I just want to cry. Like, anyone who does makeup can feel me. Like, it's a sad day when your makeup just doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. So, now I'm going to do my brows. And I already have really full brows, so I just take the comb. I'll just comb it out, make sure there's no like clumps of foundation or anything like that mixed up in it. And then all I use is a clear brow gel. Sometimes I'll use like a light brown one, but I just use a clear brow gel. And right now I'm using the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara Duo. And you can see how much I use it. I'm actually like almost out. And I would just, you know, apply that to my brows in whatever like shape I want them to be. And like normally I'll just like puff this side up a little bit, put some on here, and then like drag this side down just to add a little bit of like dimension. But I don't really need a whole lot because my brows are pretty thick. Just a little bit of shape. Okay. And now it is time for mascara. So, mascara out from under my leg. And I've been using two. I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Original and the e.l.f. Waterproof Length and Volume Mascara, because I feel like on their own they don't do enough for me because I have like no lashes because anxiety makes me pluck them out, especially when I was in high school. So I use them both together. So I'm just gonna, the way I do it is a little bit weird. I hold it between my fingers, that way I can hold my mirror. And I just go in with it. But I always curl my lashes first. So curly, 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 curly. Okay. So I go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous first, and I will just wiggle it down and then wiggle it back up. As I drag through. And then while it's still wet, I put the e.l.f. on top. And I put it on the bottom. Okay. Same thing on the other side. And I am going to have to do the rest of this rather quickly because my battery is dying. Thankfully I'm almost done. just recently learned like you're supposed to look down when you do your mascara. That way it doesn't get on your eyelid. Because I have always normally done it like this, and I'll always like get it on my eyelid right here, and even then like I still did a little bit right there. Makeup's a learning curve, right? But little trick, if you do get some mascara on your eyelid, don't fret. Take the very end of this and just lightly brush it. Lightly. And it won't always take all of it away. As you can see, I got a really good chunk of it on there, but it does help like lighten the mascara up. Okay, there we go. Now, highlighter. Right now, I am using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in shade Blossom Glow. And this one doesn't do really well on a brush, so I just take my finger, different finger than I used for my eyeshadow earlier, and I just pretty. And I like to put my highlighter right here as well. I like the little dimension it gives, so I literally just like that. She glow. And do it again on the other eye and cheek area. And then whatever is left on my finger, which is usually quite a bit, I will apply right here, down my nose, my cupid bow, my chin, and then I'll take a little bit on the tip of that finger and apply it to the inner corners of my eye, like so. Okay, and then setting spray. Right now I'm using the Jeffree Star and Morphe Set and Refresh Mist in Starberry scent. It smells amazing. I'm just going to shake that up and dry it. Like as soon as you put it on, it will really like make that makeup stick. Like with any setting spray, if you dry it, as soon as you put it on, instead of waiting for it to air dry, it's like cement. Okay, and now lipstick. Like I said, today I am using Wonder Boy. Almost all. I can open my right hand. I don't really use lip liner. Like I really should, but I don't. This is so cute. And this is a heavy component. Like that hurts my nose. It is heavy. So what I always do is I will take it and I will like wipe it off, and I will use that to like outline my lips. So see? Then I dip back in. That actually apply to my lips. My daughter loves doing that. She'll get my chopstick and just put some on and be like, ah, ba, ba. It's so cute. She's really cute. So. Okay, and that is it. So, that is silky. Final thoughts. I love it. I absolutely love it. There is quite a bit of fallout in the pan though for the palette, but it is silky smooth. It blends so well. It is pigmented, this lipstick. Oh my god, it is so silky. Like, it feels like I didn't put lipstick on. It feels like I put chapstick on. And I love that, especially out of a liquid lip, because like I don't want it to be like sticky. I feel like my lips get really heavy, and I have big lips. They're heavy enough. Thank you. Other than that, you guys, like, I don't really have anything bad to say about any of it. Like, there's fallout in the pan. That's about it. But like, to the touch, it is silky smooth, and like the packaging is really cute, and like, so I mean, ColourPop did me well. They did me well. Although, I mean, I bought all of this with my own makeup because I'm not sponsored. I don't think I'll ever be sponsored. But yes, they did well. So I will link all of the new products in the description. I will link as many of my old products as I can if I can find a like label or something for it. But yeah, I will be doing the Blush Crush palette next, and Snow White lipstick to go with it. So I will probably only be uploading about once a week because I have a lot going on. Right now, my daughter is 2 and my son is 6.5 months. So I have my hands full. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next week.